Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire...
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. On the ground, it's Chubb. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. It's a pickup of 8 yards to move him into a 3rd and 13 here.
Brings up 3rd and 13.
Ready. 43 is the mic. Hey, check. Tight end, take on.
They run it again with Chubb. And some room to work. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop him. A lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. And now Jackson will look to throw it. 20! And the grab by Croft. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Tyler Croft, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Barely got the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Single receiver. You got tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3.
That one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward, and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two.
Hey, let's get there. Kill.
On 2nd and 11 now. Murray is going to let this go for the end zone. And he is Isabella, hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Cardinals get a bit closer. He has his 2 scores, but still a sizable deficit in this game.
Do you have him in fantasy football this week?
Unfortunately, no.
It's too bad, right? That would have been big points, but he is really trying to rally his team as best he can. Things are not going as well the rest of the way for them. That's why they're down. With this deficit, he might need to score a couple of more times to give them a chance.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Yeah, let's go second.
And again, it's Chubb. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Set, ready. Henry. 43. Check, 43. I'm here all day.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Now he'll go deep down the middle. And got his man complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. One heck of a 3rd down conversion. 33 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. A run there on 1st down and a pretty good one of 5 yards. So make it 2nd and 5. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. 2nd and 5 now. Jackson fighting to stay upright. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing.
Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. That was the corner, Robert Alford, with a sack. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And that had far too much air under it. It's out of the back of the end zone, and the football will come out to the 20-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They come in off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball that cut down that lead. Now the defense has done their part, got them the football back.
Momentum started to shift a little bit when they scored the touchdown. It increased when the defense got them the ball back. Momentum definitely in their favor. Now they got to keep things cranking, keep it on high so they can keep cutting into that lead.
Flushed out right. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down. Caught by Cobb. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
53, Mike. 53 for Mike. 53.
From the 36, Murray. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Cardinals. Randall Cobb, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. This game has really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side, and now they take over here with just a very slim 1-score lead.
And we've seen this how many times now? Teams get a big lead, they go into coast mode, and all of a sudden they're scrambling and battling for a win down the stretch. They've got to put something together right here, otherwise they're in danger of doing the old snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jackson. And he finds Beasley complete. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On third down, it's Nick Chubb. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
$12 yards on the return that time. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
12 yards to pick up, good enough for an Arizona first. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. First down, Murray. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A Cardinal first down on a gain of 13. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Murray now on first down. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete. Andy Isabella was the intended target, but it'll be second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run from the pistol with Howard, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. And Eifert has it. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 20-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Let's go.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Matt Milano in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire.
Watch the whip.
After the sack on first down, Murray, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Big Shaq Lawson gets the sack there. Now that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. To Thompson on the draw. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
I know a lot of people won't like the draw called in that situation, but every now and then that pops big. In this case, it didn't happen.
And this one is right down the middle. And with a little more than a minute to go, we are all tied. So a big kick to get this back to even. Yet now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get into overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you. But you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Give the tackle to Hassan Reddick.
Second and 10.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Jackson to throw. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Check 50, check 50. Check 31, check 31.
From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Short gain, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely, this defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
Here we go. Ball try. Secure. Let's put that team on the bus. 58 for Mike, 58. 58 for Mike.
Throwing now is Jackson. And this one caught by Beasley. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football.
We got three, fellas. We got 3. Right over there. Okay. 58. Echo. Pick it up. Chance. Hey, alert 3.
Now Jackson. And that's complete to Croft. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. The pickup there, 5 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
So it all comes down to the foot of Dan Bailey. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dime. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick 6 or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Let's go, baby.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. shotgun handoff to Thompson. He'll have a first down past the 40. And a cutback. It's a foot race. And he is in for the score. And it is